What's going on, guys? Welcome to Joe Biden's America, where everything is made up and the facts don't matter. I'm Toxic Male. That's Terrence Pop.
What's up, you withering whiskey dicks? You know who you are.
There's going to be some whiskey dick tonight, good sir.
And I'm back from the CME. Everything went well. I was on Fresh and Fit.
Oh, yeah. If you guys haven't seen that, you guys need to go onto the Fresh and Fit podcast channel and check it out.
Yeah, it was hour and 40 minutes long. I mean, those guys are professional. Their studio is top notch. I waited in the lobby for like 25 minutes because Myron had to go work out, which is cool.
Yeah,
I'm not going to begrudge a workout. And they literally walked me upstairs. I had to sign in security. Took off my shoes, sat down at the table, and 10 minutes later, we're off to the races. I thought that was pretty good.
Not bad at all. Oh, excuse me. So, how was the flight? Everything all good there?
Oh, I was flying Spirit, which is a wing and a prayer. All right, now so I've been keeping score. The past 6 times I have flown anywhere on Spirit Airlines, 4 of the 6 times they tell you, "Oh, your baggage it'll be on Carousel 3."
Oh yeah.
And you're standing by Carousel 3, and you're there, and it's like, well, "Where's my bag?" And you're Carousel 1. What?
What?
I mean, what the fuck? You say number 3. You put the bags on the belt that goes to number 3. I don't get it.
I mean, you would think it would not be rocket science.
Oh my God!
Nevertheless, here we are.
And then you had the screaming kid.
Oh, of course, yeah. And then there's always one person who's clawing at the window like a ferret in an aquarium. You're just like, just be calm. It's turbulence. It'll be fine.
It doesn't even bother me anymore. The turbulence.
Nah,
it doesn't bug me. I mean,
you deal with it.
I have experienced floating in the air turbulence.
This is bad, right? This is bad.
Yeah, when that C-5A was diving for the deck to make an emergency landing.
That was bad.
Yeah.
That sounds really bad.
We had like 4 or 5 guys floating. That was a bad day, man.
Mess with the other passengers, but like, this is nothing.
No, I just
Until you're floating in the air.
I don't know, but the thing is, like, I was a senior NCO. People are floating in the air looking at me like, is this bad? This is bad, right?
Oh!
I wasn't laughing at the time, but afterwards, after we landed, I was laughing for hours.
Pretty damn funny.
It's funny now. It wouldn't be funny if, we had an argument with physics and tested thermodynamics. And,
that would be correct.
Yeah, I had an argument with gravity, and that would have been bad.
Would have been a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
But, hang on. I'm missing something here. We actually
can't be real. She had to have surgery. That just can't be right.
You never know.
Yeah.
There are some causes for celebration before we get into disgustingness. Over your right shoulder, 436,
Yep.
ladies and germs.
I sent the email to Blake this morning.
Yep, you had one while you were down in Florida, if memory serves.
Yep.
And then you came home and there was another one in the email.
Correct.
Outstanding.
Yeah, I mean, apparently making fun of serious issues that are affecting men is actually having a positive impact.
Yeah.
For men, not so much for women.
Who knew?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't give a shit about. I'm so done with the fucking dynamics between men and women. It's disgusting.
We know most women vote Democrat, and it's obvious at this point in time that Democrats do not have a sense of humor.
Well, women overwhelmingly vote Democrat because women have a socialistic mindset. They just want to get along to get along.
Yeah, they also have no problem emotionalizing something that's supposed to be logical.
Correct.
And if you make specifically people in love, you make them feel bad about something, you trigger that white guilt. Oh my gosh, I really should be voting this way because my brown people win. And then there you go.
I'm going to tell you this right now. Listen, whatever those libtards say to you, just tell them to fuck off. You'll have none of it. It doesn't matter what they say. You're like, whatever. You're a lost cause. You're a sheeple. Get the fuck away from me.
Yep.
I'm telling you. I mean, listen, if you're a man and you want to excel as a man, why the fuck are you taking any advice or criticism from women? They don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Well, what did Al Bundy always say? It's like, don't try to understand women. Women understand women, and they hate each other.
It's absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. And, and there was about, 8 women down there at the CME.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. That's good.
And it was weird. I remember I walked in there and everyone knew me, and I'm like, ew. It was weird. It was weird. My briefing was pretty funny. I told a lot of funny stories.
I'm glad it went over well.
Yeah, and I was just talking about mental toughness and mental resiliency, because those are 2 of the 4 corners of manhood.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got to do what you got to do. Unfortunately, manhood did not come into the equation with today's disaster. We weren't planning on this, but unfortunately, it has to be what it is.
There we go. Yeah.
This was just updated literally minutes before we went live. The original toll was supposed to be 13. Mm-hmm. It is now up to 22 at the Texas school. Fortunately, though, for, I suppose I should say unfortunately for the Democrats, who are going to do everything in their power to spin this, the shooter has been identified as 18-year-old Salvador Romas. So we're not going to have to worry about them furthering a narrative too much unless they really, really try to dodge that particular nail that they always want to drive in.
But you're forgetting the Uniform Crime Report statistics where they melt in Hispanics into Caucasians for the crime stats.
Oh, no, the statistics down the road, they're going to fudge those all day long.
Yeah. They do that all the time.
But in the interim, when they try to use this to push their little gun grab narrative, which they've been doing for months, as soon as Biden announced his little executive order, magically we start to see a bunch of these things. Isn't it amazing how that works?
Yep.
I mean, I can't even call them what they are anymore. I just call them mass distractions, because that's exactly what they chalk up to be. And it's really unfortunate that all of these things really seem to come off as orchestrated, because real people die.
Well, the thing is, okay, this is going to happen more and more. All right. And it's going to cause people to move to the different ends of the spectrum. Okay. And unfortunately, this is going to wind up at the end of the day with people packing up by race. All right.
Well, that's exactly what they've been pushing for.
And if the GOP was smart over in Texas, they would say, hey, we just had a Hispanic go fucking nuts and do this fucking horse shit. We need to stop these people from coming across the border. We can do the same thing the left does. We can, he's Hispanic. Doesn't matter if he's American citizen or not. And we can say, oh, Hispanic did it. No more legality. And you just kind of merge them together and hope nobody notices. Why can't we do what the left is doing? Because they're doing that. They're doing that hook, line, and sinker
all the time.
They're like, there's a problem, and the left merges their own little fucking bullshit into it, and they take it off to fucking we'll vote for everything land.
I think it's because conservatives, if they're true conservatives, that eliminates most of Congress, mind you. Mm-hmm. True conservatives are governed by facts, logic, and reason. We understand that shit just happens, and that you don't always have to, assign a race label to something. Although,
and you don't have to pass a law.
And it's always dependent on which race it is that happens to be. Because if a white dude goes and he shoots up everything, all of a sudden all white men are toxic. They're disgusting and deplorable. Yep. Or as Don Lemon likes to say, the biggest terror threat in this country is white men.
Yeah, that dude needs to get punched right in the fucking face.
Yeah, but whenever a Hispanic dude, stunning and brave BIPOC, picks up a firearm, goes out, causes a mass distraction, all of a sudden, it's the lone wolf. We can't file that under extremism. It's a lone wolf.
But that's what they tell you to your face, and then they put it under.
Then there are bipartisan think tanks that they do their shuffling in Three Shell Monte. Next thing you know, the leftoid who went and shot up a church is because he happened to shout a particular slur while he was doing it. Now it's right-wing extremism.
Correct. Correct. And this is what an 18-year-old kid who stole a car, ran into the school, and
he shot his grandma first.
Yeah.
And then he just ran into the school and started shooting everybody up. It's redonkulous.
Yeah, that is fucked up.
But I will raise a glass to those who lost their lives today, and a moment of silence.
Okay, with that behind us, I have one thing to say. Put our motherfuckers in the schools. Okay, you have security guards at CVS keeping you from stealing like razors and a toothbrush, maybe walking out with a couple of Red Bulls. A school is where you keep your most prized assets, your children.
Yeah.
Why the fuck can you not have people in there qualified to protect themselves, the school, and your children?
Yeah. You want to know why these things happen more and more often in schools? Because they're gun-free zones.
Yeah.
That's why.
Well, like, make me a fucking teacher. Give me a 44. Have it on my arm, man. I'm going to be teaching school. Some crazy shit goes down. Somebody's getting folded in half.
And it's the same everywhere.
Yep.
It's the same everywhere.
Yeah, and listen, if those libtards, I don't want to carry a gun. This is cool. Fucking quit your job and go work somewhere else, you fucking piece of shit. I'm sorry, I'm spun up. This is fucking stupid.
It is. It is. It's absolutely stupid. And you're going to see leftoids. I already saw a post before we went on tonight. Well, it's obvious that we just don't care. If you're not going to allow for gun control and you're not going to hand in your guns and allow gun confiscation, it's obvious that you just don't care. We need to stop pretending like we care. Fuck you.
I don't care. I don't fucking care. You want to know why? You want to know why? Because I learned from history. And guess what? Every fucking time a government comes in and takes away all the guns from everyone, guess what happens after that?
Genocide.
Either they slowly starve you to death like they did in Russia, and they did that in China as well. And China did it longer, obviously.
Yep.
And if you speak up or anything, you disappear. You wind up in a camp somewhere.
It's amazing how that works.
Yeah. Guess what? The First Amendment and the Second Amendment are linked. All right?
You need one to defend the other.
And that Second Amendment protects you from the government going off the fucking rails. Statistically speaking, the longer a government exists, the chances go up it's going to go off the rails. Every government we've ever known since we started writing shit down has gone off the fucking deep end and done fucked up shit in the name of security or whatever.
Yeah.
You dehumanize people, you come up with an excuse, you put them in a pit, and you fucking kill them. You want to know why I know that? I seen 3 fucking mass graves at Abu Ghraib prison. It was fucking brutal.
Yep. And taking people's guns away just makes that more likely.
Yeah.
I mean, we get what? 12 to 15,000 gun-related homicides every year. You want to know how many good men with guns diffuse situations just by existing? Minimum 500,000, upwards of 1.8 to 2 million. And that's just what's documented.
Well, like I had an incident. Like literally, I got off active duty, right? It is Thursday night, ladies' night at the asylum in Royal Oak. It's closed now.
Yeah.
And I go in there and I hang out, blah, blah, blah. And right around 1 o'clock, I leave. And I walk by these 3 gentlemen who were huge, obviously taking copious amounts of steroids. I weigh 176. I just, I could run. I mean, I was in airborne ranger shape. And I'm walking into I borrowed my mom's car, and I had my pistol under the seat. And I walk out there, and these guys are doing cat calls. And I think they're like talking, you're yelling at some chick, and I look around, and I'm the only one, and I'm like, oh no, I guess I'm the meat. So I pick up the pace, and so are they. So they're like 20 steps behind me, all 3 of them. Mm-hmm. And I reach into the seat and I pull out the fucking pistol, and they're like, whoa, we're just kidding around.
Hey.
I'm not fucking kidding. I cock it. I'm a fucking airborne ranger, and you fucking meatheads are about to fucking die. You take one more fucking step, I'm going to burn all 3 of you to the fucking ground. And they're like, well, just chill. I like turn around and start running. Why are you not running? And listen, that's not in any statistics, anything.
No, of course not.
I've had buddies of mine who carry guns, and there's like crazy shit going on at the fucking party store. And he looks over at the guy, and he's like, lifts up his shirt, and he shows him the gun. And the guy's just like, okay. Everything goes, and they leave.
And that's how it rolls.
Yeah, and listen, there's probably millions upon millions of stories about somebody diffusing a situation by brandishing the firearm or letting them know that they have one.
And they will never kiss the pages of history or the pages of statistics.
No, they won't.
And that's just how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Good men with guns outnumber bad men with guns every single day. But when you live in a leftoid shithole, like from what I understand, this particular incident happened very close to San Antonio.
Uh-huh.
This is what you get. When you do not allow good men, law-abiding citizens with guns to protect the people who don't have them, boom.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time.
So go in the chat. Nailed it. When you are armed, you're a citizen. When you are disarmed, you're a slave.
Yes, you are, because you have no say in what goes on. What are you going to do? Sign your name on a petition? Yeah, what are you going to do? Roll that up, put the cannon, and shoot the dude with it? Shut up! They don't care!
Yeah, I'm going to change the country with change.org.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. They don't care about that.
No, but 3 million signatures on a petition to remove Amber Heard from Aquaman 2 didn't do shit. You know what did? The threat of losing money. That's what did it.
Yeah.
Change.org don't change shit. Change.org couldn't change your socks.
But my thing is this, and I talk about this in my novels. Evil never sleeps. Evil only negotiates so it could buy more time to get ready to come back and fucking kill you.
That's right.
That's the only thing evil does. It only understands death.
Yep.
You destroy it, and even then, it's never going to go away. It's always going to pop up in somebody's ear as a whisper and grow and grow and grow until that individual wants to get fucking stupid, and the rinse and repeat. That's the way evil works.
You're damn right.
Why am I so on edge today?
Because we have a lot to be on edge about. And speaking of evil, the media is going to put their spin on this. Just remember, when the Washington Post writes their shit piece on this, they just put this out. How have things changed in your community since George Floyd's death? On May 25th, 2020, George Floyd was shot and killed in police custody.
This is WAPO, okay? Back in the day, WAPO was like 2 positions below New York Times. Now they're both equivalent. They are neck and neck to be the next rolls that sit next to your toilet paper.
You're damn right. The only thing they're good for is wrapping fish.
Yeah, they are competing for a chance to wipe my ass.
You're out of shit tickets? No,
problem.
you're not. You have the Washington Post.
Yeah, WAPO and New York Times. Get busy.
Washington Compost, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, fuck. Man, what a bunch of...
I mean, last I checked, George Floyd, by the way, 2 years sober, congratulations, died of a fentanyl overdose, and he just happened to have a cop kneeling on his back at the time.
All right, now, okay.
So,
all right, now. Yes. He was using fentanyl, and he had a history of swallowing drugs when approached by the police. Got it. All right, but it's not the first time we've had people die with cops leaning on their fucking back.
No.
All right, and it happens all the time, and they don't fucking change it. Now, unfortunately, it took for him to die before people have had enough, and they went nuts. All right, and they're wrong. Everyone out there's angry at the wrong shit.
Yep.
Okay, it's not the police being racist. It's the police, the judges, the prosecutors, and the lawmakers who enjoy qualified immunity. So quite literally, they exist outside of the law. They do whatever the fuck they want, and there's nothing you can do to them. That is what you should be pissed at. Because when you look at the Uniform Crime Report about, the deaths and the police shootings, it's very, very minuscule.
Yeah.
Listen, we have 333 million people here, right? About 100 million of them are about 18 or younger. Some of them are going to be a problem. Another 100 million, they're like 40 and older, and most of those guys, they just want to get through their day, whatever. So that leaves you 100 million people in the middle who are full on turning the crank on the idiot box. I'm serious. We have a whole middle dynamic of our whole population who literally are walking around with a penis in their ass and a penis in their mouth and a thumb in each ear. They're so fucking stupid. God damn. See, I'm fucking on fire today, man. I'm on fire today.
It's a good day for spun up pop. You know what that means? That means I have to find the sound effect just for you. Okay.
I think
just bask in the glow.
I can feel your anger. It gives you focus, makes you stronger.
Now, I started working out like at the CME.
Yeah.
And I'm the first time I'm there, I'm sitting there, I'm hot, I'm all fucked up. I'm like, oh, I mean, this is fucking stupid. I go down to the gym in the hotel, and they have like some dumbbells, and there's three treadmills. One doesn't work, the other two are on there, and they're not getting off anytime soon. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'm just gonna go old Ranger. And went to the stairs, and I walked up 10 flights of stairs for 30 minutes straight. I walked all the way up, got on the elevator, went all the way down, walked all the way down. So, and I did that a few times, and then yesterday I did 40 minutes. So the energy's coming back.
That's good. We got a couple of chats here popping up on YouTube relative to this. Dario notices that one of the guns the shooter used is a Daniel Defense with an EOTech. Wait until the woke zombies start to come after these companies. Yeah, it's not going to be.
That's another thing. Listen, our court system, I'm going to be honest with you, it's broken beyond repair. You have to pay a guy $600 to get your rights enforced in court. You know, it is fucked up. And this is not, unless we can pull back and make some major changes, the rift is too great.
Yep.
It is going to go down. It is going to go down. And I'm looking to get out of the way. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Greg Powers asks a relevant question here. Does it seem suspicious that this happened just before the NRA convention in Houston?
No, it seems like whenever major shit's going on, there's a mass shooting somewhere. Yeah. It's like fucking clockwork.
Yeah. And yet there has not been one mass shooting, not one, that has ever been tied to a member of the NRA. So why they're a boogeyman? I have no idea.
Well, they're the ones who are standing, firm on the right to keep and bear arms. All right, and now they're the enemy. Now listen, this is the way it works. The fucking vocal left who's making all this noise, they're not even that. They're minuscule. They're literally are. Listen, we've had these big companies catering to these people on the left. And these big companies are about to go out of fucking business. Why is that? Because it is a testing ground for who is buying the product or the service or whatever you. And that little sliver of fucking vocal, whiny little turd bag bitches, they don't pay for shit.
No, they don't.
And they're fucking it up for everyone else.
Keep drinking. You're going to need a drink after we get through this particular one, and it requires this graphic. It's most unfortunate.
Oh, my God. I used to hate that blue screen of death, man.
Everyone does.
It doesn't really happen anymore. It happened in like Windows 7 and before. I got it all the time.
Yep.
If you keep the computer long enough, and it always happens when you need it the most. I'm doing command and staff slides while I'm on leave, and boop. Oh, Murphy.
Sucks, man.
That happens, man. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, blue screen Biden tipped his hand.
Again?
Whenever he goes off script, he admits something that he doesn't want to admit.
Well, he admitted about the ice cream social being stolen.
Yep.
He's admitted several other things. Guy's a raging idiot.
Yes, he is.
He was nothing but a plagiarist, lying scumbag when he first started, 50 fucking years ago.
And that's when he didn't have
and
Alzheimer's
there are pictures
disease.
with this guy riding in a limo with the fucking Grand Dragon of the KKK.
Yep.
All right, he's on camera spewing some of the most hateful horse shit I've heard in my life, and he orchestrated and he was the architect for the private prison system that we have.
Yep.
That they make money keeping you in fucking prison.
Yeah.
This is the fucker right here.
And his VP, she loved to capitalize on that same system.
Yeah, she kept people in jail.
Oh, you're supposed to get out of prison? No, we need cheap slave labor.
Yeah, you're going to risk your life putting out wildfires. I'm going to be honest. If I was in prison and they were trying that shit, I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Nope. Not doing it. Oh, you're not going to feed me? That's fine.
Smurf my balls.
I'm not doing it. Fuck off.
So high gas prices are now part of an incredible transition. They're no longer Putin's fault, and before that it was Orange Man's fault. Totally Russian misinformation and all that other bullshit.
We need to have like a spinning wheel of excuses.
Yeah.
So when we read
That's
something,
basically it.
Why did it fuck up? The
Biden admin spin team is kind of like what I picture meteorologists at the Weather Channel. They just got like a dartboard up on the wall and they're just like throwing shit. All right, partly cloudy.
All right.
All right, 60s. All right. Let's put this together. We can make this happen.
Now, what they're not addressing here is this. All right. We used to be a rural population that, we had cities, but they weren't really super huge. Now, we developed these huge cities because they used to have factories there. And there were people there that could fill these factories. All right? And everyone needed a car to get where they needed to go. Now, that's a lot of fucking cars. All right, so what are we going to do here? We've got 330 million people here, and I'm sure 200 million people probably own a vehicle of some type. That's 200 million fucking cars that are going to require these huge fucking battery packs to operate these cars, so they'll go 400 or 500 miles. But they're not addressing the fact that you still have to fucking charge them. Yep. Where's the electricity coming from? Nuclear power.
And coal.
Coal.
Yep. They're not electric cars. They're not green energy vehicles. They are powered by child slave labor, nuclear energy, and coal.
That's right.
And if, heaven forbid, one of those batteries goes tits up. You remember that dude, what was he, in Europe or something?
Yeah.
They said we're going to charge him $30,000 for a new battery.
But no, battery pack.
For a battery. That's a car. That's a whole other car.
And you know what he did? He blew his car up and filmed the whole thing.
Good.
It was well worth it. Well worth it.
Worth it.
And the fact is, these rare earth elements, when you dig this shit up, it is an economic, it's an environmental
It's an
fucking
ecological
nightmare.
disaster
It's an environmental fucking nightmare. It is. Because lithium, that stuff is fucking toxic. It has a bunch of toxic byproducts. And when it's in the earth, it's in the fucking earth, and that's where it is. And of course, like a snake, we got to fuck with it. And before you know
Were you fucking with it?
You're going to have all kinds of like crazy chemical. Like, for instance, we have half a dozen lead mines in the United States. And I think one or two of them are still operational. The other ones are not. And the drinking water for miles around where they were, digging up lead is full of lead, which is a horrific neurotoxin.
Yep.
So listen, this is, and then they're having kids dig this shit up. And listen, I have a hard time having 9 and 10-year-old kids working like that. That is just that's not cool.
But as long as it's not happening here, right, lefties?
It's totally okay.
It's totally okay. As long as it's not happening in your backyard, it doesn't exist. Which is essentially what the entire climate change gambit is all about. We just don't want it here. You can have the human rights violations and you can dig up all the rare earth minerals and have the ecological disasters everywhere else. We just don't want to see it here because we want to feel better about ourselves. We want to feel like we're helping by recycling our soda bottles.
Now, this is going to put the movie Blood Diamond, it's going to make it look like Annie, a musical. That's how fucked up this. And listen, Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, and the other stands are loaded with these fucking minerals.
Oh, I know. And then why do you think China's getting their fingers in the pie over there? It is. It's going to be like Annie the Musical. It's going to be the hard knock life. Unfortunately, under Mr. Epstein, it was the hard cock life. I'm pretty sure that they're making out poorly both ways.
Yeah.
It's bad news bears.
Yeah, I'm sure he's getting spit roasted in hell as we speak.
Speaking of people who like to sniff kids, this was his tactic right here. When it comes to gas prices, we're going through an incredible transition that is going to take place that, God willing, when it's over, we'll be stronger and the world will be stronger and less reliant on fossil fuels when it's over.
Right.
Well,
and what he's not mentioning here is when you can't go to work and you can't heat your house, you can't feed your kids,
family, yeah.
because they're fucking the Green New Deal is really a fast track to communism.
Amen to that.
It's not going to go well.
Even the World Economic Forum is willing to extol the secrets of electric vehicles, talking about child labor and ecological disasters and the dangers of accelerating the industry.
What are some of the ecological disasters we're talking about?
Not too specifically. It's about, like these big ass fucking quarries and shit. And then right here, you go to what do we got? How a green America would fuel China's growing coal and Uyghur exploiting solar industries. I mean, it's a whole plan to just cripple American energy.
Yeah,
and
even
push more money overseas.
I'm so fucking sick and tired of our leadership selling us out to these other fucking. We need to get rid of them. They need to be voted out. This is nothing but a huge fucking train wreck.
Yeah, but we need to talk about fracking. We need to stop fracking, right? Okay, take a look at a picture of an oil fracking facility, and then take a look at one of these lithium mines.
Okay, now
one will look like the pit of hell. The other will look like a single building amidst a bunch of greenery and trees.
Now, I will say this about fracking. There's some fucked up shit with that as well, because granted, you're not digging up huge, tracts of land, but what you're doing is you're pressurizing, water and you're mixing it with the oil and natural gas that's underground, and that could cause some problems down the road, in my opinion.
And for what? I mean, Biden himself, even though he's completely fucking demented, even admits this. The United States accounts for less than 15% of carbon emissions.
Uh-huh.
So what the fuck is that even going to do?
Nothing.
Especially when we're outsourcing all of that pollution to countries that don't have our environmental regulations.
Yeah.
You're talking about potentially increasing that output by an order of magnitude.
This is the equivalent. You don't like smoking. You will not have it in your room. But right on the other side of your bedroom, they're toking it up. It's literally a contact high out there. Sooner or later, it's coming under the door and getting in your room. There's nothing you can do about it.
Oh, man. This is like,
all right.
I mean, gas is what now? It's up to $4.67 a gallon on average.
Yeah.
It's up over $4.50 in every state now. First time ever.
Yeah. Hey, let's do a roll call real quick.
In a moment.
All right.
But what is CNN saying about it? Oh, my God.
Here we go.
Oh, my God. In a Washington debate, inflation is crushing families. In real life, pandemic relief has eased the pain. Moody's economist, excess saving cushioned the impact even for low-income households. Households are, for the most part, in a good financial place.
Are you out of your fucking mind? We've lost countless middle-class business owners across the country.
We're literally on the cusp of what could be the next Great Depression because of only a year and a half of this illegitimate regime.
And what is this? They're handing out $1,200 checks or something like that?
Yeah. This is what the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act looks like. This is propaganda handed down from the state directly to the media, and they're just spreading it to the four winds. Fuck the facts.
That's
Fuck
right.
You.
Well, because the left operates on feelings. They don't address the facts.
No.
In fact, they're like, trust the science until the science can't be trusted, and then we change the science and tell you to trust it. Like, what the fuck?
Has changed.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I'm sure none of this has anything to do with the midterms coming up.
Oh, none of it. No.
Including tonight's main subject. We went from the pinko-pox to the monkeypox. But before we get into that, we'll do a quick roll call here.
Alrighty.
Holy smoking Joe Frazier. How's everyone doing tonight? I hope you're enjoying the show so far. We got 53 viewers rocking it over on DLive, 66 on Twitch, 426 on Rumble. And what do we say? LB Weaver wants to know, what incredible transition. Explain that to me.
Yeah.
The translation from citizens to slaves.
Yeah.
That would be the transition. Odyssey is rocking 83 people. YouTube is sitting comfortable at 819 with only 410 likes. Dudes, smash that shit and smash it now. 39 on MGTOW.tv. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. Gonna get into some monkeypox shenanigans here. Like as soon as this came out,
shit.
I gotta say, I am with Salty Cracker on this 100%. You need to start tying these global elites' names to this stuff with memetics. Because, I'm sorry, Bill Gates is a fucking idiot. He hasn't built an operating system worth a damn since 1997. So, for him to predict...
anything,
let alone two global scamdemics back to back...
Well, I'm going to say this.
I'm not saying he has anything to do with it, but it's one hell of a coinkydink.
Look, his tits have gotten so big, he probably wants to take a dick. I'm serious. His tits have gotten. It looks like he looks like a bitch.
He does.
He probably likes to take the dick in the fucking his downtime. I don't know.
He's probably got. I mean, when you and your wife have the same bra size, you know you got a problem. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, I know he's not drinking beer.
Oh yeah, you mean the slow motion gender reassignment surgery?
I know that's not happening because he doesn't have the belly. Because normally, if you drink too much beer, you get the big belly and the tits.
Yeah. Allegedly, I guess the first case of this monkeypox shit came out in Massachusetts. A man who had just recently traveled to Canada came back sick, diagnosed with monkeypox, and it is a deviation, I believe, of smallpox. If memory
It's in the same family,
but it's like a tenth as deadly.
Well, you have smallpox, which only exists in labs now.
Yeah.
You have monkeypox, and that, they call it monkeypox, but it really exists in a lot of different animals. And then you have cowpox, and that's usually called hoof and mouth disease. Yeah. Had a buddy catch hoof and mouth, and he was fucking wrecked for 2 months.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this isn't. I mean, they're trying to make people so scared of this. There's less than 100 cases.
I am going to make a prediction.
Just saying
that his monkeypox probably came from people who were, how shall we say, pluking each other in the booty. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Okay, so again, AIDS in the 80s blew up and jumped over into the heterosexual population because of bisexuals, those sickening, plague-bringing, fence-jumping idiots.
Yep.
And I can guarantee you this. Listen, we're never going to change our tune, and somebody out there had to hit somebody in the ass, and all of a sudden they got monkeypox, and it's fucking insane.
I mean, it's insane. I mean, you're talking about something that is literally a tenth as deadly as smallpox, and smallpox, I believe, killed 1 in every 10 people who had it.
So this one will probably kill 1 in 100?
1 in 100.
That's still pretty bad.
It's much, much worse than the Kung Flu, which we locked down the planet for. Unfortunately for them, like you said, authorities say that the monkeypox outbreak has been linked to
Called it!
Gay sex at raves in Europe.
Flawless victory!
Even NBC covered it. Monkeypox likely spread by sex at 2 raves in Europe. I love how they said it just spread by sex at 2 raves in Europe. And it's not until you get into the meat and potatoes of the lamestream media story that they finally admit, it's the LGBTQ WTF and LOL.
The confused poles with holes community is starting the next outbreak.
So,
but have you ever been to a rave?
No.
No. I got taken to a rave when I was in New York. All right, they're like, hey, he said, our pop, we're going to go to a rave. I'm like, rave? What's that? Yeah, I'll check it out. I thought it was like a disco. No.
No.
No, literally you're walking in there, people put a pill in my hand. What's this? Oh, this will it makes it funner. I'm like, if I want to have fun, I'll drink whiskey and start punching people.
Amen to that.
This doesn't look fun to me. And I don't remember what it was called, but it was something like make you trip. And there's people out with these fucking chem lights dancing on the floor. And then at the corner of the bar, this chick was bent over, taking it from behind by Chad. You can't even walk her outside to the dumb dumpster.
Yeah. I
was like, I'm out of here. I'm going to go down to the Irish pub down, and you can just let me know when you're done, and we'll just leave. Because this is stupid.
Yep.
I am aged out of this craziness.
I was never even much into the bar scene, let alone the rave scene.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing. I was down at the CME, right? We're doing the last dinner of champions, and I walk into the bar where it's at, and it's hopping. There's a lot of people in there. And I took the 7 years off of women, the 7-year hiatus. And I walked in there at that bar and I go, I can't believe how much time and money I wasted in places like this.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. I'm sorry, I went off.
You could have done a lot more constructive stuff.
Oh, yeah. I went off in the weeds. I'm sorry.
Well, it is what it is, brother. That's why people tune in, man. They don't tune in to talk about news. If they want to talk about news, they go over and they watch Tim Pool.
Yeah. Do you want the boring talking head? The opera will be out on Thursday. It gets done at 10:30. And then afterwards, if you feel naughty, you can get a double shot of whiskey down the block at Drive Safe Home.
No.
And perhaps when you get home, you'll have a little coitus. Who wants to be that guy? Not me. Not me, man. Not me.
Yeah, and that'd be very boring.
Yeah. No.
You know, a couple of ladies, they decide to beat each other to death with their teapot collection. First documented case of a knick-knack paddywhack. Swing!
Yep, and then they go home and get the bone.
Or they might get that in jail. I mean, you never know. These people definitely got the bone here. So 90 cases, and we're supposed to be terrified of this, by the way. And of course, the media is spinning it, even though we know where this came from. And it has it says right here flat out, this has a very familiar ring to it. Consider the initial CDC report on the HIPPLHIV in June of 1981, where it detailed that the confused poles and holes had presented with the disease. Also consider the past 30 years where men who do the confused poles and holes horizontal mambo with other men have been shown to have much higher risk for the HIPPLHIV, as well as other infections. Of course, the media wants you to stop criticizing these behaviors right this instant. Oh my gosh! Stop linking monkeypox to gay and bisexual men, disease experts say. Yeah, these are the same experts that were wrong about everything for the past 2 years. Don't forget. This virus spreads via contact regardless of who you are. 1, 2, 3.
Bullshit! I mean, first of all, monkeypox, I looked at the R0. It's nowhere close to the COVID.
Yeah.
It's nowhere close. So this is not going to be a pandemic.
Yeah. From the very article with the title that I just read to you. The disease has been mainly hitting young men who have sex with men, but that doesn't mean it's being sexually transmitted.
Like, what
Space Host is on.
What the fuck? What do you mean? What?
Wow!
Did you go to college? I thought, I forgot. That's right. Back in the day, you went to college to learn how to think. Now you go to college to have somebody tell you what to think.
Yes.
Because that's exactly what that is.
Yeah. Let's just keep listening to all the people who were wrong about everything for the past 2 years, including, Billiam Gates, as Salty Cracker calls him. We're not supposed to listen to Joe Rogan or Bill Maher or anybody who actually asks questions about the official narrative and even brings on established experts like Robert Malone to debunk aspects of the narrative. We can't listen to them because they're not doctors. Bill Gates, though, got to listen to him, even though he hasn't built jack shit in almost 40 years that's been worth a damn. Fuck that guy.
I would have to agree with you.
Yeah, he totally has nothing to do with what we're currently seeing, by the way. Yeah. That's totally wasn't his whole idea. He didn't stand up in front of a CIA meeting and talk about reducing the world population.
So
it's conspiracy theory.
Am I going to have to change herpetogout and syphilis to include monkeypox?
It's quite possible.
It's going to be one hell of a phrase then, man. Think about that one.
I mean, come on. Like, this is the best you got. They're throwing distraction after distraction at us. They're throwing hardship after hardship, and they are praying that it's all about the midterms. I'm telling you.
And listen, that's another thing. We need to have every single militia unit in this country at the polls, especially in cities that have had problems in the past by electing people via dead people signatures and shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Because if there was 500 dudes around Cobo Hall when they brought in the fucking, what is it, the cases and unauthorized things for all of the ice cream cones, and if there was 500 people there, what the fuck are you doing?
Yep.
It probably wouldn't have happened.
It wouldn't have happened, yeah.
Or
after the Mules documentary, I sincerely hope that if that didn't wake up people, we're definitely screwed. But
yep.
I think it did. I think a lot of people have been waking up very slowly over the past few years. And like you said, as soon as gas starts hitting $5 a gallon, which it has started hitting in many states, we're going to have food shortages coming. We got a real estate bubble getting ready to pop in our faces.
Yeah. Well, first
things
of all,
are going to get bad. If you're not awake now, you will be soon.
You better drink some coffee because you're going to the top of the roller coaster hill.
Bad news bears, baby. Bad news bears. And the funniest thing, of course, is that when you look at, there was an article, I want to say, they misused a picture of shingles talking about the monkeypox.
That's nothing new.
And, of course, immediately PolitiFact comes out and they're like, wow, this is fueling a conspiracy theory about the monkeypox and how it's actually shingles because it is legitimately recognized by Pfizer as one of the potential, what would you call it, adverse side effects of the poke.
Do you know what shingles is?
Yes, I do. It's the grown-up version of chicken pox.
Yeah. If you have chicken pox when you're a kid, it never goes away. It's always going to live in your body. And when you fuck with your immune system to the point where it gets weak, that virus can reawaken and it takes the form of shingles. So technically, shingles is a pox.
Yes.
Technically.
A pox on your house. Yeah. Just saying, I mean, there's a lot of coinkydinks here that they're really, really hoping that you don't see because, I mean, they have your best interests at heart, right?
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, all of this horrible shit that's been happening, it's all just a great transition period, right?
Yeah. It's exciting. Okay. Look up the Georgia Guidestones. They want to have 500,000 people living on the entire planet. We're sitting at a little over 7 billion.
Yep.
So somebody up at the top is pushing this, and it doesn't need to happen.
It does not. And it just seems like, I don't know. It's quite amazing. I mean, I'm not seeing it quite as many people jumping on board the fear porn train this time around, but it's still a surprising number. Because, I mean, we saw over the last few months, Korea and China locking things back down because of a new resurgence in the pinko pox, okay? It's quite strange that what is agreed upon now to be a seasonal ailment, namely in the winter, would start to see a resurgence in only 2 communist countries at the start of summer.
Yep.
People didn't buy it, though. They didn't start masking up again. They didn't start becoming afraid again. They didn't rush out and get the 4th or 5th or 28th fucking booster.
Yeah, God damn.
So now this is the next thing.
Yeah. It's bad. And listen, okay, and I've been reading some of the headlines. We're supposed to be conceding some of our sovereignty to the WHO, the World Health Organization, the ones that push this whole coof. and hiding the facts that it was cooked up in China?
Not 500,000, they were saying. 500 million.
500 million, sorry.
Yeah, Aaron Flores, you can stop blowing up the chat.
I'm sorry, I got the number wrong. It was a couple zeros. But still, 500 million on the entire planet, and we're sitting at over 7 billion.
Yeah.
So that's going to be one hell of a game of musical chairs.
Yeah. I mean, what do they honestly, how do they expect to get to that number without the kind of blowback that would inevitably result and wind up with a lot of these people enduring some extreme chiropractic?
I don't know. Maybe they think they're going to hide in a bunker somewhere.
I mean, because the people who are lining up for this shit and just swallowing the fear porn like greedy whores at a glory hole, that's the vast minority now.
Yeah, if you think you're going to hide from all this shit in a bunker somewhere, you got another thing coming.
Yeah.
Especially if you're one of the people who cooked this up and left everyone else on the surface to suffer. Well, I am going to block off your, ventilation shafts. You can all just suffocate, you fucks.
Yeah, but it's not all about the midterms. It's about the new WHO treaty.
That's right.
Which we have referenced a couple times, but we're going to get into it tonight. Joe Biden, totally, a presidential thing to do, right? Definitely not an impeachable offense. Wants to sign over the medical sovereignty of this nation to an unelected cabal of globalist elites. Oh, wait a minute. That was November 2020.
Oh, Lord. This cannot be allowed to happen. This is bullshit.
Just saying. I just realized I was repeating myself.
Oh, you're correct.
Yeah, they want to. I mean, let's sign over the sovereignty of this nation to the same organization, because the WHO is a direct subsidiary of the United Nations. The same people who put Russia, China, and Saudi Arabia on a council for human rights.
Yep.
Yeah. You want to talk about giving aid and comfort to your enemies? Yeah. Sign over sovereignty to the WHO, who's in China's back pocket. They ran interference for China all at the beginning of the Monkeypox.
Uh-huh.
They still lie about it to this day. Yeah. What could go wrong?
Yeah, and here's the fucked up part, is America has been giving the WHO about 80% of their funds.
Yep.
And China has not, but yet China has more influence over the WHO than we do. That first, it needs to go away. It's been corrupted. We need to sever ties. Fuck the WHO and fuck NATO.
Damn right. And we got here some comments from Robert Malone, the same guy who invented the mRNA vaccine. But, of course, he's just a conspiracy theorist now. He's not a genius who, invented this technology that's supposedly the safest, most effective thing in existence. Remember that, conspiracy theory, which means that it'll be true in 3 months.
Uh-huh.
Where does monkeypox fit into this? This is an article here from the Independent Sentinel. All sources available on Redonkulas.com. Some say it's a fraud to encourage people to sign up. Dr. Malone says right now that it's men who confuse poles and holes with other men who are spreading it. Monkeypox is mild and rare. In June of 2021, the FDA approved a drug to treat the eradicated smallpox virus. Why would you need to invent a drug to eradicate a virus that's already gone?
Because you want to make money?
Yep. On November 17th, 2021, vials of smallpox, which is related to monkeypox, were found in a lab. Another coincidence as predictions of a smallpox resurgence germinates in the news here and there. Just Google smallpox could come back and see how the media jumped on it. Now we have an outbreak of only 80 cases worldwide, and they're already talking lockdowns.
Yeah.
Any excuse to put those illegal, unconstitutional mail-in ballots back out there.
Yep.
Oh, welcome to the shit show, ladies and germs. Ugh. Good times. Good times. Yep. And, here's a couple of other good sources here. American sovereignty is about to be overruled by the World Health Organization for your own good, of course.
Listen, everyone in this country should be getting on the phone and blowing up the phone lines, writing actual letters to their representatives in our government, and this cannot be allowed to happen.
Yep.
This is horseshit.
Oh, it's absolute horse shit. And this has all been arranged. They saw how well the pinko pox worked, and now they want to try it again with the monkeypox because they know what's coming in November. And too many states defortified their elections, and it's not going to happen like that, like it happened once before.
Well, let's hope not.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, if they try some crazy shit, this might be the catalyst that kicks it all off.
Yeah.
Because once people realize that you are not going to be able to elect, people are getting appointed, and your vote doesn't mean shit, it's going to be a problem.
Yep. And as always, I mean, I love this. This is from electionforum.org. They broke down the 4 reasons why the World Health Organization is complete garbage. I love this. The WHO is a public relations organization for China. It is not an independent scientific voice for health. They are a public relations arm of the Communist Party. It's not independent. They downplayed the spread of the Kung flu as coming from Wuhan, China, covered up the rate of the increase in cases and the death rate. Actually, they drastically amplified that with faulty testing. But hey, you know, that's a conspiracy theory too. Don't quote me on that. They lied about the death rate in China and then scared the world with a false worldwide death rate figure.
Mm-hmm.
The WHO has been a tool used by China to convince the world that they weren't responsible for the outbreak, that they did a better job of handling it than any other country, and that they have the best medical care and scientists in the world. And, of course, the crown fucking jewel, socialism is superior to capitalism.
Get out of it. What?
Except for the fact that it's failed everywhere it's been tried, and it's failing in China. China's a paper dragon.
And
if they drive this country into a depression with the bullshit that they're causing, China will fall. Because without us, they have no economy. They're done. Number 2, the WHO helped to cover up and delay releasing the truth about the pinko pox. Number 3, the WHO is staffed with political professionals, not medical professionals. Oh, wait, I thought we were supposed to believe the science.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're only supposed to trust the non-medical professionals that you deem worthy.
Correct.
The same people who just said that George Floyd was shot and killed 2 years ago, right?
Yeah. What the fuck? That person who wrote that article needs to get fucking fired.
These cum-gargling nut
idiot.
gobblers. WHO is a failed United Nations-run group that U.S. taxpayers should not support, period. Amen.
Absolutely correct. We need to withdraw out of NATO.
NATO needs to go away. The UN needs to go away.
That's right. Like the whole Rwanda genocide, right? They called NATO to get in there and stop it. Took forever for them to get down there because all the bureaucratic horse shit. And by the time they got there, 2 million people are already fucking butchered and dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't care.
Because they can't fucking... They don't have the infrastructure or they don't have the chain of command to make shit happen when it needs to happen. It takes fucking forever. And by the time they get there, it's all
bureaucratic.
It's all over
bullshit.
but the crying.
It's all bureaucratic bullshit. And then what do after the tragedy is over? You weaponize it to make more money, but promising that you're going to disperse it to the people who are in need, and in the end you wind up with BLM buying large mansions.
Yeah, and another thing with the whole Rwanda craziness, I think that whole thing cost like $4 or $5 billion. You could have hired, Executive Outcomes, which used to be a former mercenary company. Give them $500 million, and I'm sure they would handle the whole thing.
Yeah,
it's a bargain.
Oh, yep. Oh man. But hang on, I should say, we already saw her. See, we know what the solution to this is.
That looks like back pain to me.
It does. Stop paying attention to these people. And like I said, I'm with Salty Cracker on this. Meme these motherfuckers into poverty. If a bunch of random people, a grassroots movement on the internet could meme a ministry of truth out of existence inside of a month, we can stop this too. Because the reason why these people feel so fucking confident to the point where they will go in front of a bunch of cameras and gloat about what they're planning and what they're doing is because they operate in the shadows. You shine some light in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they scurry like fucking cockroaches.
You have the 500 militiamen standing by.
Yes.
You're putting the light of truth on what's happening.
Mm-hmm. And we know how to stop this.
Mm-hmm.
Just stop doing each other in the butt.
That's right.
I mean, I think you and I are pretty safe because I know you're not into that alcohol-related incident. Available upon request only, of course.
Look here, you confused Poles and the whole community. Push away from the ass. Push it away. Away from the ass.
Yes, because if you don't, quite literally, shit happens.
Yeah, you're going to wind up with the itchy, scratchy chingos.
Yeah.
You might be jacking off by Braille for a while.
Yeah,
because
could be
if
pretty
you're going to catch monkeypox from that area, chances are it's all over your one-eyed wonder worm, and he's going to be very unhappy.
Yeah, especially if the person you're banging tends to have a little bit of a loose socket down there. You wind up with a little bit of air displacement. Next thing you know, your spunk is flying through the air with a tinge of space docking on it, and you could get pink eye from somebody's brown eye with a little bit of the white goo in there on top.
Yeah.
I mean, it's quite disgusting. A little bit of a Neapolitan all over your face.
God, that's disgusting. It's just disgusting.
Just stop that.
Push away.
When you abuse your body in ways that nature did not intend it, are you
there
really
are
shocked?
consequences.
Yes, there are consequences.
There's all kinds of dudes that are like uber gay when they get to the 70s. They're walking their dog and their butthole drops out. They got a prolapsed anus. They got to have it sewn back in.
Woo!
It's not designed for that, gentlemen. Exit only.
Exit only, man.
Jesus.
Because that's what happens. Oh, but the real solution, of course, isn't that. It's not observing exactly what causes it to spread and abstaining from that behavior. It's another Pfizer vaccine.
Another drug.
FDA approves, shocker, new intravenous monkeypox drug treatment from Pfizer-linked Saiga Technologies.
I'm sorry. I am done with Pfizer. And now I will say this: the monkeypox is a DNA virus. It's not an RNA virus.
Yeah.
All right. So you can make, vaccines with using older technology that has been tested. Now, even the old smallpox vax, there's still issues with that.
Yep.
I got it twice. I got
There's issues with every vaccine.
Yeah, I got the smallpox vaccine when I was like 10. Then I got it again when I went in the Army at 18 or 17.
Yeah. Oh, boy. You check this out here. And this was in 2019. Shocker. A company called Saiga Technologies announced a promotion agreement for TPOX, smallpox, monkeypox drug with Meridian Medical Technologies. Guess who owns Meridian?
Pfizer.
There you go.
All right. Now,
by the way, this show sponsored by
I'm going to
Pfizer.
make another prediction. I'm going to say in some of these labs where they were doing experiments,
and
you will find monkeypox and smallpox.
Yeah.
Live viruses.
Yes. And I remember this happening twice just in the last year, that lab trucks hauling monkeys had accidents. And some of the monkeys, decided to go into a little shit flinging competition out there in the real world and
shoot them.
I'm just saying.
Listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. If I am doing my daily routine in and around Detroit, and I see monkeys, I'm going to call the police, and I might just help them shoot the monkeys. I am not a fan of monkeys or cats.
Yeah, man. Because we got.
Nah, man. Let's monkeys threw shit at me in Panama.
Oh, no.
Fuck them.
F that. Yeah, and you don't want the monkeypox.
No.
You don't want the smallpox. You don't want the chicken pox, and you don't want the bipox.
Yeah, I got the chicken pox.
Because that expression is stupid. You're trying to lump everyone together into one group as long as they're not white. or Asian, apparently, because, you know.
Yeah, they don't count either.
They don't care if you heap loads of abuse on the Asian community, apparently. Because now they're white adjacent. They're too damn productive, Pop.
Damn, it's white supremacy.
They're too productive to stay on the plantation. That shouldn't be allowed.
If you're being productive is white supremacy.
Yeah. You got Uncle Tom's and Uncle Tov.
So stupid.
You lefties out there, you're the most racist motherfuckers I've ever heard.
Yeah. And they convince themselves, no, I'm not, because I don't have any. I am not in a position of authority. I can say whatever I want. No.
Bunch of bazooka juice
It doesn't
gargling
matter.
knob gobblers. The hell is the matter with you confused poles and holes out there? Stop spreading the monkeypox and stop demanding that we call you BIPOX. It's not going to happen. Neither one's going to happen.
Nope.
Unless you're talking about mockery and humiliation, which I'm all for.
It all depends. If it's in context, mockery and humiliation tends to work.
Well, you keep doing the butt stuff, you're going to need depends, if you know what I mean.
That's right. That's right. You're going to need some depends.
Hang on. Remember. Remember that sooner or later, this is not even sooner or later. They've outright said it. At the end of the day, this isn't even so much about making money, even though that's definitely at the top of the list. But what they require in order to take your money is your compliance. Pfizer CEO Albert Bourla explains Pfizer's new tech to Davos crowd. Ingestible pills. A pill with a tiny chip that sends a wireless signal to relevant authorities when the pharmaceutical has been digested. Imagine the compliance, he says.
Yeah, that's what I want in me.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Fuck all the way off. Wow, yeah. A little, black pills are pretty nasty when you're drinking with whiskey. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they don't go down well.
It helps soften the blow, but damn. All right, would you like to do one last roll call and then adjourn for a piss break, good sir, before we go to new tech?
Yes.
All
Let's
right.
do that. See what we got.
Yes. It's going to be a rough run out there, ladies and germs. If you haven't already started stocking up yet on food and other essentials, I think you've got maybe 3 months. So start now.
Yeah.
It's going to be bad. All right. Over on DLive, we're rocking at 57. Twitch is sitting at 84. Got like 20 more on there. Got 523 over on Rumble. And a new chat here from Deshuda. 1990s television show outlined what they actually want society to be. Review Stargate SG-1. You have a bunch of super technologically advanced would-be gods rolling over primitives. Mm-hmm. I never did watch that show, but I hear it's really good.
I did. I watched it. It's great.
Yeah, let's check it out.
What, Odyssey?
Odyssey is at 100 even. Outstanding. 900 currently watching over on YouTube. Still only 662 likes. Man, you guys are slacking tonight. And 53 on MGTOW.tv.
All right.
All right. Before we adjourn, we're going to show you guys another ad for administrative violence. It's coming up very soon.
Let me talk about it real quick.
Absolutely.
All right. So I went to the CMA and I was interviewed by Fresh and Fit and I talked about administrative violence. Okay. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm sick and fucking tired of sticking people in body bags, attending motherfucking funerals. I'm just sick of it. Yeah. I'm tired of it. We live in a culture, we have a system which systematically steals love and hope from people. It's fucking evil.
Yes, it is.
And you can't even take the people in that court into federal court because of qualified immunity, and federal court, for the most part, won't listen to those cases. So what are you going to do? All right, well, the last thing we can do here before we start going over to a more dynamic solution is I'm trying to train people how to fucking fight dirty.
Yeah.
Just like the bitches in fucking family court. Inside that court, they lie and they cheat, they steal, they coerce you on the regular. And there's nothing most of these people can fucking do about it. But what they don't know is this. Family court operates here in this little circle, right? Well, touching this, you have CPS, you have law, you have the tax man. You can get them fucking fired. You can have investigated. You can get them. I mean, there's all kinds of shit you could do. So instead of fighting them on a one-on-one frontal assault, which is very expensive in resources, now you fight them from 5 or 6 fucking angles. And you can even go after the goddamn judges and attorneys.
You're damn right. And this is not just for divorce and family court. These skills can be applied en masse everywhere. All of these Soros judges, attorneys, letting people off. It's like, oh, okay, so we got an Antifa-tard over here who decided to plug a family of 4 because he thought that he was shooting at Mamaga, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, it's manslaughter. We're going to let him off with 5 years probation. Right? Okay? Judges are elected.
That's right.
You can fuck these people up.
You can. Oh my! But the thing is, when you fuck with the judge, have more than have around 5 to 10 guys. You're doing everything legal.
Yep.
All right. I'm not going to go into the details of what needs to be done, but
Let's just say there's a lot of FOIA requests and letter writing.
Yeah, letter writing, FOIA requests, and you might have to file in federal court. Because if you file a FOIA request at a local level and they say we're not giving it to you, you say okay. You file in federal court, and they will make them do it because it's federal law.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, and before we jump into this, I'm going to show the ad to you guys. I almost forgot. By the way, the existing smallpox vaccine works on monkeypox.
It's 85% effective.
So you don't really need a new one, do you? Especially if you're not doing it in the butt.
Listen, I've been vaccinated. I mean, for everything that you could possibly vaccinate for, to include rabies.
They're always screwing you up, man.
So I think my immune system is good.
I think you're pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Administrative violence. It's coming out in, less than a week now.
Wow.
I hope you guys are ready. There's a link in the description for the launching page. Sign up for an account on manopay.net, and you will be alerted when that post goes live. Check it out.
Did you know that 80% of divorces are filed by women? Wow! And most of the time, the men, they're caught completely by surprise. But the biggest surprise is what's waiting for these men in divorce and family court. Corrupt lawyers and judges, and they're all hiding behind that nebulous term, best interest of the child. Yeah, right. Turning men into wage slaves and pillaging your Social Security to pay for it. Oh, I understand. You don't believe me. Look up Title 4D, and when you're done, pour yourself the hard stuff. If you are sick and tired of this happening, this is the course for you. My name is Terrence Pop, retired Army vet, evil genius, and unfortunately a non-custodial parent. I have lived through this hell personally, and as a good soldier, I want to make sure the men behind me get a fair shake. I have spent over 10 years researching this corrupt, broken system and advising men one-on-one the skills that I'm going to teach you. I took all of that and I created Administrative Violence, Divorce, and Custody Edition. This webinar includes over 4 hours of tutorials, exclusive interviews with other men who survived this system, and a workbook so you can tie it all together. How military of me. For $200, I'm going to show you how to turn Western bureaucracy into your female breeding dog, if you know what I mean. And here's the best part. It's all legal. It's in the gray area, but let's not split hairs, shall we? Administrative Violence will be released on Memorial Day only on manopay.net. But here's the rub without the tug. It's only on sale for 5 days. And supporters on these sites are going to get a coupon code to save a little cash. So saddle up and get ready to level the playing field. They wanted equality. I'm just making sure they get it.
It's coming.
Oh yeah,
it's coming.
That's just giving me my hair stand up in the back. Because listen, I'm so fucking tired of this.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking over a decade of your personal research and practical implementation of all these skills, and then 5 months of actual production.
Well, yeah. Okay. First of all, we've had a lot of people in the comments. Oh, it's so steep, $200. Now listen, if I was actually going to charge somebody, on a one-on-one basis, it'd be $50 an hour. Okay. We did over 4 hours, and this guy over here slaved his ass off editing it. This guy's a god when it comes to
This
editing.
took me months to edit.
Yeah.
And then, you find stuff that needs to be fixed. You got to go back and redo stuff.
do a
You got to
reshoot.
reshoot things. I mean, it's a nut roll.
Yeah, it was a big one. And you know what? This is a learning curve, and we're planning to have other ones moving forward.
Yes. Yep.
There's a lot of things out there that, listen, life gets tough. And when people pile on, especially on you better learn how to Green Beret their ass and fight smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
If you want to win.
And you cannot be afraid to get your hands dirty playing some pool.
Nope.
Just saying.
Nope.
Because this is a system that does not give a shit about you.
Nope.
It is rigged against you because you are the breadwinner. Therefore, you are the one that they want to milk like a cow. And the only way to get an even shake is to fight dirty. And that is just freaking sad.
But it's necessary in today's day and age.
Yes, it is.
Like if you want to, listen, when you're getting divorced and you have kids, it's not just you and her, all right? It is the lives of your children. I mean, long after you're dead, if you're not in your children's life, that will affect them until they die.
Yeah. And if you're in the process of doing something like this, if you're staring down the barrel of a divorce or a custody battle, $200 for a webinar that can potentially save you years lost with your kids,
hundreds of thousands
of dollars in legal fees and all kinds of other fucking shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was a guy I was talking to just the other day. His divorce cost him over $2 million. Wow. It kind of puts things into perspective.
Yeah.
Now, we understand that times are hard economically. It is what it is. Get in touch with us via email. We are going to be sending out some physical copies. We can work things out with you guys. Supporters of the show, well, we couldn't work out the coupon code thing.
Because manopay.net is new.
Yeah, manopay.net is new, but we are going to be working it out to where, hey, you send us your proof of purchase, boom, we're going to make sure that you get that $50.
You got to send us, first of all, we have a lot of people who sign up and then they don't ever pay anything.
Yes.
And that's getting kind of aggravating. So.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of extra work to have to do it this way, but we're still figuring it out.
Yeah, this is our first time. And listen, we've been doing this for over a decade. I'm driving a Juke that has like no fender.
Yeah.
I live in a shitty neighborhood. You guys saw the house. I'm not making money doing this, nor do I really want to, because I'm at this point in my life, if that much money, what am I going to do with it? I'm gonna do really nothing. I'm good.
Yeah.
I just look when I leave this earth and I go stand before the man, I want to be greeted with one word. That's it. And that word is magnificent. I don't want to hear anything, well, Papa, stop talking, God! One word! Did I make it or not? If he doesn't, send me back to the fucking canoe
Go back
for
to
the
spawn
first badge. I'm going to do it again.
Go back to the spawn point, good sir.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure
But at the end of the day, what it all comes down to, there's 436 dudes still sucking air, and that's just since you started counting. Because we decided to get together, put our minds together, drink, and talk shit.
I started counting.
Tell the truth.
I started counting just a little bit, like maybe 6-7 years ago, and I just kept a running tally in the back of my head. And when I got to like right around 160, I'm like, that's kind of, I don't know, it's a lot of people, 160 people. And then every time we got a comment, an email, I talked to somebody, and they said that, I added just one more. 436. That's what? Almost 2 companies of soldiers. That's pretty good.
Damn right. All right, ladies and germs, we're going to adjourn to new tech. I'm going to paste the links for where you can continue watching the stream. We're going to read your super chats, and we got a couple other little article subjects for you here that we can't safely talk about on YouTube. In fact, I think we might have already crossed the line a couple of times tonight. But hey, or should I say, oh, hang on.
We saw that one.
Hey, what are you going to do?
That one is, she's okay.
She's okay.
I don't know.
What, too skinny for you?
It all depends. I mean, I like skinny women as long as they're cool.
Yes.
Well, most skinny women are just fucking conceited bitches, and it makes them ugly to me.
There's always that. All right, ladies and germs, stay tuned. If you're on YouTube, look for those links in the chat. We're going to read your super chats in 5 minutes. Go drain the main vein, refill your menageries. Be back.